Let me tell you this, the older you do get, the more rules are gonna try to get you to follow. You just gotta keep living, man. Livin.
The new 108.9 The Hawk Morning Show.
All right.
Wake up, Val Verde.
Hey, are you awake?
Yeah.
Just want you to know I hate you.
Rock is back, and so are Jason, Geoff, and Mickey.
Me and my loser friends, we gotta go get Aerosmith tickets.
The new 108.9 The Hawk Morning Show with your hosts, Jason Gore, Geoff the Angry Man Garlock, and Mickey Mac. Welcome to 108.9 The Hawk and the new 108.9 The Hawk Morning Show. I am Jason Gore.
And I am Geoff the Angry Man Garlock.
And Jimmy in the control booth. I do have to say to you guys, that was a great clip change. And I know we asked for new clips in the open.
But we did ask for new clips from movies that we already had in the opening.
Yes!
And I was loving every fucking second of it, I gotta say.
Wait, you guys just have a copy of Dazed and Confused on DVD back there? Is that literally all you have, Jenny and Jimmy? They're nodding.
They are nodding. Hey, I was happy about it, Jenny and Jimmy. Don't let them take that away from you. I am happy. It's the best movie that has ever existed. Sums up my life.
In my mind, it's the only movie that's only existed, because for a long time, that was the only DVD I owned. So, Jenny, Jimmy, I'm with you on that. Got to get some more DVDs. Maybe go over to Walmart sometime. And,
check it out. No, they do have a wide selection over there. I think we can do a little bit.
Is it Valmart or Walmart? What is it?
I've been pronouncing it both ways.
Really?
I just hope they don't catch me.
They don't interrupt you during the, when you say it in the store, they don't make you feel bad for saying
No,
that,
and
correct?
the old man who welcomes me when I walk in, he kind of mumbles it himself, so I think nobody's sure.
Walmart.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
And I say, I'm with you, old man, I'm with you.
Yeah, I give them a high five, and I go get a great price on potato chips. They are a sponsor of the show today. If it is Valmart, I would say the Val stands for value, correct?
I would hope so. I think it's just happenstance that it also could work for Val Verde.
Yeah, but
although,
that's my
how
question.
do you pronounce value?
Is it Volue?
Oh, I guess it's a regional thing.
It is a regional. It's a regional dialect.
Volue, sometimes value. We're having fun.
Oh, we're having so much fun. 7:05 on 108.9 The Hawk. It's weather. It's time for weather on 108.9 The Hawk. And just looking out over the Val Verde weather cam here. Looks cold.
Couldn't feel my fingertips walking down Hog Street.
I am just shivering looking at this webcam.
No matter what side of the argument you come down with climate crisis, it doesn't seem to apply to the never-changing coldness on Hog Street.
It does never seem to apply. Hey, Geoff, do you believe in climate change?
I don't know. After last week's episode, I don't know if we should be getting into my viewpoints. I am questioning a lot of what I believed or don't believe at this point.
Mickey's agreeing with you. Mickey, of course, our co-host, half man, half hawk in his cage. We might get him on the mic, too. It might be nice to hear from him. He didn't chime in when Willie Crystal took over the show last week, so...
Even though he seems to be going through an evolution-de-evolution process involving mutated hawk DNA, he seems to still at least know, keep your talons out of that water, you know?
You didn't know that. You got sucked in because you're a sucker sometimes. I was really disappointed in you.
I was very disappointed in myself, and I've been beating myself and self-flagellating myself ever since. So don't hold me accountable for whatever I said last time.
It was really bad, and I almost thought the show would end. Here's traffic. 108.9 The Hawk traffic with Art Spart. Well, we all have some bad things that we're thinking about from last week's show. I'm a little not proud of how I acted with Willie Crystal. So, Geoff, I feel you right there. Also, I'm feeling a really bad ham truck accident down on 442. There's literally ham everywhere. So if you need ham, this is a good opportunity to go get ham. But we don't know how long the truck has been overturned, so that could be questionable with that ham. I'm Art Spart with traffic. Was that the best Art Spart traffic we've had?
That's the only one he's ever gotten through, and I thank you, Art, and also thank you for letting us know about that ham. I assume that's that floating ham.
Oh, it better be that floating ham.
And so I guess you should be following in. Watch out for the air and the land in that case, because I tell you, that is some of the best floating ham, though, we've got in Val Verde.
That is a 1-2 combo right there that could easily take your stomach down. It is
I'd go for a 1-2 combo, though, right now. 1-2 combo sandwich, you know what I'm saying?
A 1-2 combo sandwich from Flappers. I hear they're coming back. They've kind of rebuilt the shell of the new Flappers.
You know, I have to say, they are my favorite chicken wing emporium, but I told them don't do it. I mean, third time is not the charm here. I just do not trust Wisp to not go after him again. And he told me, between you and me, he has now mortgaged 4 times the festering, burning hole of the original Flappers. I don't even know how he did that. He is not going to make any money on this thing. But
do you think he did that after watching that Vince Neil reverse mortgage commercial?
Look, we've already, it's already canon. I am susceptible to bad ideas. And look, I tried to reverse mortgage my house that already got repossessed and reverse mortgage my car, which I do not own anymore after watching that. So, I'm warning him. We've got a little bit of a Vince Neil reverse mortgage support group, actually, we've been doing at the Val Verde Community Center.
Yes. It is a weird thing, though, Jeff. I do want to bring this up really quick. I watched that commercial, and there was a new Vince Neil reverse mortgage commercial on Channel 8 the other day. And you know whose car he was driving?
Don't say it.
Yours.
Get out of here.
This whole time I thought Arlo Guthrie had it, but Vince Neil's had it this whole time.
Do you think Arlo needed to reverse mortgage his house and then he did a crazy trade with Vince Neil?
I would not put it past him, but it was definitely your car.
Alice's restaurant is full of shitheads, is what we have continuing to find out. He is a monster.
Oh, let's see what else we've got here on the agenda. Let's see.
Kind of got some dead air here, Jason.
No, I'm just reading to see what looks like. We've got someone in the studio here. I don't.
Station manager Ron didn't tell me anything.
Ron, hey Ron, who is this?
Well, I can take that question if it's easier to just hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
Well, you're not a horse.
And you know what?
I don't know who this person is, but off to a good start. But
I'm really glad you said that. And it's not a joking matter because I'm not a horse.
You are not.
And that actually does relate to kind of what I'm here.
Okay.
My name is Jake. I'm here from Spotify.
Ooh.
Yeah. We're one of the big dogs in the audio game. I know. I get that reaction a lot. So we're starting this new campaign. I don't know if you've seen in the news lately. We've had a couple of kerfuffles with some of our talent, with some of our you-know-whos.
Capital K kerfuffle, if you allow me to put that one in.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
Oh.
So as part of a new initiative, we're trying to be really proactive in terms of making sure just no misinformation gets out there in the audio medium, and also we're constantly expanding, bringing on new people onto our platform. So we're just kind of doing a vetting process. This is not to say we have any interest in signing you at this moment, but potentially in the future, and we don't want to have to go back and erase a bunch of episodes. We've had a bit of a kerfuffle. I don't know if you've seen it in the news.
We've heard a few things. Yeah, we've seen it.
So I'm just really glad. I'm really glad you said I'm not a horse, because that's one of the things that actually is one of the things that we've been dealing with, believe it or not.
Wait, did the host that you've had the capital K kerfuffle with, did he say you were a horse?
Well, I'm not going to say. I'm really not here to get into the specifics of anyone, but I have been accused of being a horse by people on the platform, and that's not. It's not true, and it's not funny.
That is bullshit.
And it's dangerous.
Jake, I agree. It's not true. You're sitting in front of us. You are not a horse.
Thank you.
And
I haven't thought about riding you once.
That's a whole different issue. That's a whole different issue.
You've been ridden.
Well, Well, I mean, how we're not really here to get into my sort of personal.
Oh, that's true.
Personal life
true.
and private
It's
issues.
true.
I mean, I'm allowed to have as crazy opinions as I want because
Right.
I'm not on the air.
You
I'm
are not.
I'm not kind of
You are.
putting it out on the airwaves.
Right.
So
And that's what we realize. As long as you're not putting it out on the airwaves, you can have whatever opinions you want.
Sometimes they don't even put this out on the airwaves. Sometimes they take the transmitter down while we're in the middle of a show. We're really hitting it hard, and then they're like, "Guys, yeah, that one didn't work." And
interesting.
Yeah,
So that's good information for me because.
Yeah.
If you could sort of let me know when we're on and when we're off.
we're on.
So that
We're on.
Oh,
we're
this
on
is
right
it.
now.
You're
this is
on.
it. You are on the new
I'm on.
108.9 The Hawk
Great.
Morning Show.
So
But
once
if there's
again,
any
though,
moment-
following those rules, whatever
Right.
you say here now is recorded. Like you're not on trial, but now you are.
Sure,
So
absolutely.
let's not
Right.
capital K kerfuffle. If you
We aren't judges per se. We have no legal authority outside of the authority gifted to us by Crosby,
rock.
Stills, Nash, and Young.
Exactly. Speaking of, well, I don't know how to put this. That really might be the biggest issue we have here with Spotify.
Oh God, why did I bring those up?
That's what I'm realizing.
That
I
is
don't.
true. Hold on a second. Let me look at my phone and see if I can get some Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young up.
Are you going to put me on the Spotify?
I love this guy, Jeff.
That is
Jake,
very
why
good.
don't you host something, Jake? It's absolute horse shit.
Well, hold on. Now, be careful there.
Are you playing here?
I was just joshing. I'm joking
No, because
around. It's
I mean,
what we do.
I'm
We
being
have
serious.
fun.
We
Right.
need to be very specific about whether I'm a horse or whether I'm not.
You
a
are
horse
not.
because- okay.
Not. And I'm not
Because then when
saying
you
that the waste that comes from your body is horse shit.
It felt a little close to
No,
the
God,
line.
Jake, I
and I'm
apologize.
just saying I don't want to
Yeah.
have to go back and delete this episode because
Oh.
it's a whole thing.
No,
so
Yeah. I
could
would
just-
I would hate that because that was the best traffic that Art Spart has ever given us. And I would hate
we've
for
never
people
had
not
traffic.
to hear that.
Please don't
We've never
say
had traffic like that. And traffic with an apology.
with an apology and
Beautiful.
you know, and I just have to say, like, if we didn't get last week's episode taken off the air, then I would hate to have this one taken off because last week I definitely thought we were gonna be losing it.
I did hear. I haven't had a chance to get through your catalog yet. I noticed you mentioned early on some stuff about climate change and
Right.
a man named Willie Crystal who he's actually my next visit.
Oh my God.
We've been getting some letters about him. I haven't been able to catch up on the catalog,
Okay.
but climate change. I did just want to kind of check in, take your temperature.
Jason, this guy is
Hope it's going in my mouth, doctor.
yeah.
rectal. No, thank you.
Now, sorry,
No,
just
thank
to,
you over
and I don't
here
mean
for
to
the
interrupt.
rectal.
I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
having
Jay.
fun, but you called me a doctor, so I just need to be very specific.
Oh.
I do not have a medical license.
Okay.
You are
I'm not a doctor.
Okay,
I
man.
have no, I'm not. So
I have never met somebody that is so just right to the point. I love your vibe, Jake. If we could
it's my
make this
job.
work, honestly, I mean, I think we could make something really good at Spotify. But I don't see Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young in my Spotify account.
Yeah,
Which is
that-
weird.
Is that? That
happened
wouldn't
there,
be.
guys?
I mean, I haven't been checking up. I don't. Look, I'll be honest with you. I don't listen to Spotify. I don't really do streaming that often.
Well, you can't afford it.
I
hate to put it that as blunt as that.
Oh, I was
Because
going
you
to
did
make
bring
it.
up your pay last episode.
Okay, I was going to make it about my ethics and my belief in classic
It's not
rock,
about
but
your
you
ethics.
didn't have to put the salt in the wounds. Yes, I can't afford Spotify. It's too expensive for me right now. But if I did, I maybe still wouldn't pay for it because of my allegiance
Well,
to
I have
Mr. Neil Young.
I have a family account, so I have 6 extra accounts. So technically, I have 5 I'm not even using.
And okay, so you haven't even.
So
offered.
I think I would have allegiance to Stephen Stills, though. If I'm going to have allegiance to anybody, I want allegiance to the guy that wrote the song "Can't Get No Booty" in 1978.
That is true, and that is.
Because I feel like that sometimes.
yeah.
And I do want to bring that up because
Yes.
part of what we're doing with combating this misinformation is it's not just on the podcast. We're going into the music catalog, and so while Mr. Neil Young did ask us to remove his music from the platform. We were actually about to do it ourselves because Can't Get No Booty is not accurate. That was misinformation. He could get booty at the time, Mr. Stills. And
that is true.
And that's not what we want to be about at Spotify anymore. We're not interested in letting people just kind of put out there whatever they want to put out there.
So you really, if I'm going to get this down to just what this whole thing is about for Spotify, for our listeners, for the Hawk listeners,
the true scientific process of Spotify,
it's all about truth.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We're committed to truth going forward.
Wow.
Well, that's good because that's all we do here at 108.9 The Hawk. So if you guys are getting into terrestrial radio, which it sounds like you're doing, but I don't want to put words in your mouth, Jake.
No comment. No comment.
That sounds like a yes to me. That sounds like a
but
yes.
it's not, just to be clear, and I know we're having fun,
Mickey.
but I didn't say yes. Just to be
But it did excite.
You're kind of getting ahead of yourself.
It did excite Mickey Mac in the cage. We're going to pull him out. We're going to let him talk soon. But let's get into some commercials here so we can pay some bills. We're going to come. Jake, you want to hang out? You want to hang out, Jake?
Oh, absolutely.
We're going to
He's
hang
a
out.
fun guy.
I'm
Let's
here
let
all
him
day.
hang out.
I'm here all day.
He's here all day. He gets the lingo.
Man, we are going to talk more with Jake coming up after we pay some bills. But first, well, I was going to play Old Man by Neil Young.
Not truthful. Just can't do that either.
Yeah,
Got a lot
okay,
of issues.
It's the Cars on 108.9 The Hawk.
Hello, it's Farmer Dan from Shetland Creameries. Here's a quote for you. Vengeance is the most costly and dissipating of luxuries, but I don't give a shit anymore. Who said that, you ask? Well, the first part was Winston Churchill. The second part, me, Farmer Dan. And it's true. As I stalk the night inside my tank, I still see no signs of my cattle anywhere. That doesn't make my quest for vengeance any smaller. In fact, I'm gonna have to show you that I mean business. I'm in front of the newly rebuilt Flappers, and it isn't rebuilt anymore. Give me my cattle, or another established Val Verde business will face my wrath. For over 40 years, you could depend on Shetland Creameries for the finest in all your dairy needs. Now you can just depend on pain, because I'm bringing it. Oh, you goddamn know I'm bringing it. At Shetland Creameries, where your business could and will definitely be next.
Hi, I'm Chief Medical Person Michelle Sally Dabbs. Back at it again. A lot of you wrote to us after our last spot in pure disbelief about the state of Val Verde Memorial Hospital. You said things like, huh? Why? And Michelle Sally what? Listen, we might not be an award-winning hospital, but let me assure you that Val Verde Memorial Hospital has all the essentials that you and your family need. Beds with rails, beds without rails, buckets of all sizes. We've got a couple of nurses, one doctor, and bags upon bags of stranger blood. We have no idea who gave it to us or exactly where we found it, but hey, it's blood, right? And you just might need it. Oh, one last thing. Val Verde Memorial Hospital doesn't have any running water right now, so if each and every one of you who wrote in to complain could send us a bottle of water, boy oh boy, we'd have water for years. Val Verde Memorial Hospital. Shut up, it's the only hospital.
108.9.
I enjoy the music. It makes me feel good. Brings back the memories.
The Hawk.
Vacuums. We got them. And that is all we have. Hi, I'm Stanch Klapachak, and I run Val Verde's oldest family-run vacuum store. We have been selling vacuums and only vacuums since 1927 at Klapachak's Vacuum Shack. And how do we stay in business? No, I'm really asking. I mean, I took over from my dad, and truly, I don't know how we survive only selling vacuums. I'd even say, maybe we should get other things, Dad. Even dustbusters. I'm not talking about TVs or washing machines even, but it wouldn't hurt. But my dad would say, no, vacuums. That's what we sell. That's it. Stop asking and just deal with it. And stop asking me questions, and don't be stupid. He was a harsh man, so I'm keeping that tradition, but seriously, nobody ever comes in here. It's like a ghost town most days. Every once in a while, you people come in to ask if we rent steamers for rugs. We don't, by the way. We just sell vacuums and parts. I did sell a couple vacuum bags for our Honeywell Model X4560 the other day, but that's it. And yet, we just keep on going. I almost feel like I black out at the end of the day and I end up back in some sort of vacuum purgatory. How do the bills get paid? Why do vacuums sometimes disappear and then also get restocked? Are you all just buying your vacuums at Valmart? Because I'm also wondering if anyone's even cleaning their rugs in Val Verde. It's disgusting if you ain't. Either way, come on down to Clapperjack's Vacuum Shack and just give me some answers. I mean, while you're here, maybe buy a vacuum because it's nice to have meaning to your life, but also let me in on the secret of our longevity. Clapperjack's Vacuum Shack. Our vacuums don't suck.
From Exile on Main Street, Tumbling Dice, the Rolling Stones on the new 108.9 The Hawk Morning Show. Jason Gore, Geoff the Angry Man Garlock, and Jake from Spotify. It's almost like you're a co-host today, Jake.
It feels like.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that you added it feels like, because I am not a co-host of today's program.
Okay, so just to make that clear.
Not being paid as such and not operating as such.
Well, neither is Geoff.
Wow, come on, we have to chill out.
I'm
here,
joking. I'm joking.
Christ. Can we just continue having some fun with Jake the Truth Spotify over here? That's your nickname.
Here's the thing, Geoff. Maybe I'm being very hard on you, mainly because you disappointed me so much last week.
I am sorry. It's just, Willie has a way of making things that seem disgusting seem maybe like it's the world's against me.
You're too easily swayed.
I am. I am. I just I don't have much going on in my life. I'm sorry.
That's true. Can I point something out? Shetland Creamery spot in there. Did he just destroy Flappers?
Speaking of not having much going on in my life, it's like I don't have to worry about Wisp enough. Now I got to worry about Farmer Dan taking down the third try at bringing back my favorite chicken emporium in Val Verde. I can't believe I'm not getting Val Verde's again.
What's that, Jenny? Oh, shit. Okay, I'll hit it.
All the news you can use, or the news you can lose. It's news time on 108.9 The Hawk.
Breaking news, we can confirm that Flappers was razed to the ground by one single tank shot.
Wow.
Is that what you say? Do you say tank shot?
Let's check with the truth. The truth. Is it called a tank shot?
It would be Jake? Ordnance.
Oh,
wow.
Or round.
Round, there it is.
Nice. Round, that is it. Look at this guy, Look at this guy. This guy is bringing not only fun, but reality and truth to us, and I'm loving this. And you know what I'm also loving? Feels like with him on our side, might get us that Spotify contract sometimes.
Well, maybe. No comment. No comment.
No comment is great. I love it.
I would take $2 million. I know you guys did 80 million on Rogan. You probably didn't want me to say that name. Sorry. We can 7 second delay
we
that.
Can move on, but I do. It was closer to 200. It was closer to 200. So
200 million.
I want to make sure you kind of
200 million.
Closer to 200, but then I can't get into exact specifics.
I would take 80 then.
Yeah, I mean, why not? If you're giving it, seems like that would be chump change for you all.
Gave yourself quite a bump. Went from 2 to 80.
I mean, I figure you guys have the cash.
Well, we do. We do.
Did all of the people dropping Spotify, like completely getting rid of it and going to like Apple Music or Deezer or Amazon Music, did that hit your guys' bottom line at all?
That it hit Spotify, but it actually hit me the hardest. As the sort of, I'm the functional fact checker, so they felt it was appropriate that because it was sort of my fault that most of that would sort of come out of my paycheck.
Oh, wow. I know that pain.
He does. He does.
Wow. Actually, I can't afford Spotify anymore either. So
you went straight to Deezer, which is the second one. We all love Deezer here, honestly.
You can't even listen to Spotify free?
I can't.
Wow.
I was one one of the punishments was I've been locked out of that too. So it's actually really hard to do my job to go through the archives.
Yeah.
I have to go into a public library to kind of get that done. And even then, if I sign on with my real name, it's whatever the technology, they've been able to kind of track me. So I have to sign on using a different name.
That's a harsh business. So if you were in the public library, even the old man in the back corner using that public computer to masturbate to, he could get onto Spotify before you. And we know who you are, Stan. We love Stan.
We know it's you in the back corner, just yanking away. Come on,
he's looking at who knows what on there.
Oh, he is right over by the Goosebumps section. That's all I'm gonna say.
Why do they put those computers so close to the kids section? I don't know. It's
Stan,
fun though. Stan,
you piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
Wow. So I guess when you get down to it, Jake, you're kind of on the lam, but still having to work for Spotify.
Yeah, I'm on the lam. I'm on the hook. I'm sort of in a little bit of a gray zone. But that's sort of why I'm trying to be so proactive, because I can't afford anything like this to happen again.
Yeah.
So I mean, that means you've probably got to talk to a lot of artists then too about like, you know, either you come up with new versions of your songs that are full of truth, or you get the hell off of Spotify. I mean, and you know, probably you got to go song by song. I mean,
absolutely.
Genesis Afterglow, is it truthful because of the tone of it? It's maybe a made up woman in that story. Can that one be kept on? These are the questions of classic rock that now I'm left with.
Absolutely, and you know, that's actually next on my list, that song.
Oh, wow!
So I haven't been able to get through that one yet. I was at the library about to plug it in, and then I think the webcam turned on and was able to identify me, which then locked me out of.
Spotify is
system.
Harsh on this one. I mean, they seem like they are. Jail keepers almost. Jail keepers, is that the term? Do I have that right? Oh no.
Is it jail keepers, Jake? I don't know. Is it jail keepers?
You know, I think it depends on what specifically you're referring to. Warden, prison guard.
Wow.
I
or
personally
jail
like
keepers.
I like the guards who are on horseback. I like watching them go through because they are taking care of business. They are TCB. Workout. Those guys are the best. I didn't mean to bring up horses again.
No offense.
That is nothing on you, Jake. It's just saying.
It's sort of, you're making an illusion, so I'm not going to say it wasn't factual, and this is something we're running into. A lot of times you can kind of operate again in the gray area where you'll allude to something. You'll say maybe, you'll say like, oh, science is like, I'm not going to say science isn't real, but I'm not going to say it is. You know,
it's like Willie Crystal territory here. That is interesting.
It's like I want to build a new studio underground with tons of neon lighting, and I want people to have to, I imagine, get to that studio by sliding down just a tube that used to be in a water park, and it puts you right in my studio, and we're able to talk about whatever we want, because God damn it, ain't that America? You and me? Ain't that America?
Wow.
Something to see, baby. Ain't that America? Home of the free. Home of the free.
You're not going to take that away from us, are you?
Right?
Jake?
Are you trying to take away the home of the free?
No, I'm not. And I'm not really trying to do anything. I'm just kind of doing my job. And you were getting into a little bit dangerous territory there. Again, you were sort of alluding to the fact that you want to be able to broadcast from a bunker where there's no oversight and no sort of responsibility to truth or data.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I am trying to take away, just to be clear. I cannot allow that to happen because right now I'm making so little money, and if we lose any more subscribers, I'm going to have to kind of cover a lot. I'm going to have to start covering a lot of the costs.
Okay.
Wow, you really signed an odd business contract with Spotify. That's even worse than mine, it seems like.
Well, it's incentive-based, so it's a high ceiling, but the floor can get pretty low.
Oh, it sounds like it.
What are some of the incentives that are like for you to get back in Spotify's good graces? What would you have to do, Jake?
Well, step one, I got to get Neil Young back on the platform.
Okay. If we were able to help as a classic rock station, if we were able to get Neil Young on the horn, how would that help?
I think that might help a lot because I don't know how Spotify's technology does this, but it's managed to block my number from even reaching out to him, and when I send emails to him, they get directed directly to our HR. I'm not even
hobbling
able to
you like Annie in Misery. That is no good.
Oh man, I just thought of that scene, Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a rough one.
Similar, but just to be clear, they're not doing it in the exact same way. You're sort of being a metaphor.
They're not hitting you with a hammer.
Well, I guess just to double check, we're sitting at a desk here. I can't see your legs. Do you?
Yes.
Do you have both of your legs?
I was mangled, but it was not by Spotify. It was an unrelated incident.
Jenny, Jimmy, do you think we can get Neil Young on the horn? They're just doing this. Their hands are up in the air. I don't know if that's a yes. I don't know if that's a no. That is literally all they give us these days. What are you guys in there watching Dazed and Confused again?
Jesus, go down to the Walmart, please. Do something, anything.
I really relate to that idea of your coworker's not really coming through for you.
I hate that. I hate that for you. I hate it for us. I also kind of got a little vibe there, Jake, and I don't want to go back to the bunker. And I don't want to stay on the bunker, but I gotta ask, when I was describing my bunker, architecturally, was that close to what Rogan's is like? Is there a water slide to get into his studio?
Were we getting too close for comfort?
Were we a little too close there?
I mean, I'm not technically really supposed to confirm or deny, but I think you did pick up on the fact that I was visibly, responding to that because let's just say I have had similar experiences with a similar situation that may fall under the kerfuffle category.
Kerfuffle. Wow. So I'm just going to say it. I'm not speaking for you, Jake, but here's what I think happened.
You're just blue skying here.
I'm just blue skying. I'm just spitballing. We like to spitball in classic rock
this
radio.
This is kind of dangerous.
This is gray area.
This is sometimes when we get into the dangerous stuff when you're kind of just spitballing. So I'm going to let it happen, but I'm going to be here fact checking in case anything goes wrong.
Please do.
What if our show was called Spitballing? Okay, that's an aside. We'll get back to that.
Put a pin in that one, Jenny, because we might want... Jenny, are you writing that one down?
Jimmy, give her the pin.
Arms are up again. What? That's not an answer, you
just
two.
Fucking do it. Just fucking do it. Okay, so here we go. Gray skies, whatever.
We're gray sky.
Here we go. It's built on a haunted water park. And when you went in to fact check with this certain person, I'm not going to say the name, who got a lot of money to do Spotify.
Closer to 200.
Closer to 200. Ooh. There are multiple water chambers that you could just slide right into the studio, but instead, he shot you down another one, didn't he?
Jason, I just have to ask quickly, where did you go? Because it seemed like Jack Reacher showed up here all of a sudden. It's like you're reading the room and seeing things.
It's like I'm right here in Margate, Georgia, right? He showed up.
Wow.
Oh, the best thing about Reacher, first episode, I really like that he barely talks for the entire fucking episode. And everyone's like, is this Reacher guy going to talk? And he doesn't until like near the end.
Oh, it's a dream. Don't let him talk. Just make a big stink about how big he is.
I almost imagine they turn that script in and the company, I'm not going to say the name, Amazon, they don't Amazon Music, but they looked at the pilot script and they're like, I fucking love how Reacher doesn't talk for the first 45 pages because this pilot is 76 pages long.
It's a long pilot.
Yeah.
And just and I hate to be such a stickler, but
no,
just for the listeners, when Jeff said that it's like Jack Reacher came in. He was referring to Jason's detective work. Nothing physically changed on him. There were no sort of he didn't disappear. I just don't. I want to make sure we don't have any of that.
Jake, the truth, we are having fun here. You are the best. Of course.
I am not muscular in any way. I am still wearing
tiniest hands in classic rock. I mean, just little.
I should have a guy. Jimmy, can we get a liner that says Jason Gore? Tiniest hands in classic rock.
They are not like big hams, and I'm not talking about those floating hams. Your hands are like little Vienna sausages, but just on a hand. And I love that about them. I love them.
So moving on from the hands. I'm wearing my Steely Dan shirt, which is something Jack Reacher just would not wear because
he loves the blues.
He loves the blues. He loves the blues when you get right down to it. Yeah. He's not going to go to some town to be like, hey, is this where Walter Becker is from? It's not going to happen. But I was right. He shot you down another hole, didn't he?
Well, and again, I can't really exactly get into specifics, so I'm going to take advantage of one of those gray skies that we referred to earlier. And I know this is
Jake the truth.
Out of character, but let's say hypothetically there may be multiple slides in a certain person's studio, multiple water chambers.
A haunted water park?
One haunted, one for humans, and one for horses.
Oh my God. He bought the horse park?
And I may have ended up, or someone may have ended up in a situation where they were not correctly labeled in the situation where they should have been, and maybe ended up where horses would be.
I just have to say, Is this the haunted horse water park that's in weird New Jersey? Are we finding the secret location of the kerfuffle?
I thought this was in Texas, but I know that horse water park.
That's the thing.
It is in weird New Jersey, right near Morristown.
Exactly. Well, there's a long tunnel. Oh, that's all I'll say. There's a long tunnel.
Is it almost like a chunnel that goes all the way from weird New Jersey to
It's that
Texas?
Hyperloop shit. That's what Elon Musk was on.
However long you think it might be, it's probably a bit longer.
Wait a
Let's
second.
Just say that much.
So
I can think of it being so long.
You're gray skying here, and it's letting us kind of start to realize Elon Musk is involved in this kerfuffle. Oh my goodness!
Unbelievable.
Wow.
And again, I can't say and remember, my personal opinions are not on trial here.
No. Of course not. They are on the air. They are getting recorded.
Yes.
And so, Jenny, this isn't one that they're going to erase, right?
Right. This is actually happening, right, Jenny?
Arms are up again. No real answer yet. So I'm sorry, Jake. The truth. We're not
it's
sure.
still a bit of a gray sky.
Oh yeah.
Well, I can't say. Or you know what? Look, I trust you guys, so I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you.
I think this Elon Musk guy and this other guy, Kerfuffle.
We'll just call him Kerfuffle.
We just call him Kerfuffle from now on.
He was my favorite. Kerfuffle was my favorite actor on News Radio.
Yes.
I think that might be the same guy.
Might be. Dave Foley? Let's move on. Yes, maybe. We don't.
And you know what? And Dave Foley.
Fucking Foley's in on this?
I think it might be the same guy.
Oh my God.
So you're saying
and I know I'm here to
man.
present the facts, and I'm here to keep it clear, but if you ask me, if you get right down to it, I've never seen these fucking guys in the same room.
That's
How am
true.
I supposed to fucking know if they're the same fucking guy or not? Okay?
I love this Jake. This Jake is getting riled up now.
Yeah. Now we got the real Jake the truth
Because
right
I'm
here.
at work and I'm supposed to be, fact man, but I use my fucking brain. I do my own research.
Yeah,
I fucking look around. I'm not asleep to this shit.
No, you're not.
No, you aren't at all. I mean, I'm thinking back to every single episode of News Radio. Flip in my head. I always have it. Was there ever a two-shot of Kerfuffle and Dave Foley?
Holy
No.
fuck, there wasn't.
No.
Coverage up the butt in that one.
Was Elon Musk anywhere near it?
I never saw Elon Musk in an episode of News Radio. That is true. Wow.
And why do you think Teslas have radios in them?
Oh my God.
And why do you think Teslas have radios in them?
And why do you
And I know I'm a little bit...
Not for classic rock. Clearly, no one driving a Tesla would listen to classic rock. I can tell you that much. But they'd probably be listening to a lot of news radio.
My shift just ended at work, by the way, so I don't have to do the fact checking thing anymore. That's sort of
so we're getting real Jake.
So just I'm gonna stick around because I really like you guys. My shift is done, but I'm
108.9 The Hawk. We were talking to Jake the Truth. Now we're talking to Jake the Real right here. I'm loving this.
Oh, my God. Hey, we got to pay some bills, Jake the Real, and we're going to be back with Jake the Real.
You don't actually have to pay bills. There's no legal means through which they can force you to pay that, but we'll get into that.
Whoa.
See, now last week it was a lot of shit I couldn't go with. I could not take Willie Crystal at his word, but Jake the Real, I'm going to take, oh my God, it's almost as if any major dude will tell you. On 108.9 The Hawk.
It's pizza time again, down at Pizza Emporium, 323 Hog Street in Val Verde. Every pizza you can imagine. Blue ones, green ones, some very, very unclean ones. Pizza that can only be eaten if you successfully complete the Templar cipher that you stole from the secret library at Vatican City. Pizza holding guns. Pizza having fun. Pizza that was made when the Beatles were still a band, but somehow still tastes great. Pizza laughing out loud. Pizza that is terribly frightened of crowds. If you can describe it, we can create it at Pizza Emporium.
Pizza Emporium, 323 Hog Street, Val Verde.
Hello, this is French Jaghole, the owner of Valmart, Val Verde's newest mega complex, biggest box store on the outskirts of Val Verde, right where the 554 overpass used to let you out of town. We just want to thank you all for your business. We are slowly becoming your number one destination for everything. Well, almost everything. Question for you. Why aren't you buying vacuums? We don't sell any day, and we sell everything. I mean, we sold a couple vacuum bags the other day for a Honeywell Model X456, but other than that, nothing, nada, zip. And we check on our competitors. You aren't buying at Clapjack's either, which honestly, I want to know how they're surviving just as much as he does. We've tried to crush them, it ain't happening. Seriously. People, you gotta vacuum your rugs. It's gross. But other than that, thank you for welcoming Valmart into Val Verde and come buy a vacuum. Seriously, don't be gross, Val Verde.
Hi, I'm Julius McIntosh.
And I'm Jerry McIntosh.
And we're the two gorgeous and blonde brothers and lead singers from Mama's Revenge. And we're your new hosts of Hair House.
Every Saturday night.
Right here on 108.9 The Hawk.
Mickey Mac has other things to focus on.
And probably lots of mice to hunt and eat.
Far out.
I know. He's half hawk, half man. He's gotta eat mice, right?
Props, bro. Props.
And that's why we're here to bring you the best in hair metal every Saturday night at 9 with bands like Warrant.
Warrant.
Bro, I just said Warrant.
Oh, fuck, I forgot.
No problem, bro. And other bands like Slaughter.
Slaughter.
You motherfucker! I fucking gave you a pass back there and you fucking refused to take it!
Okay, well fuck you then! Maybe I don't have to take it! Maybe I wanted to hear another fucking song from Slaughter, cause the song you fucking chose was Weak Sauce, just like your fucking songwriting!
Are we really doing this here?
I'm just saying, when you look at our credits for our number one hit from 1988, Sultan's Cookin', there are those credits. Me, Jerry McIntosh, and Glenn fucking Ballard.
But Glenn wrote 90% of it. You only added in the high-pitched cookin' part at the end.
It's more than you fucking did!
That's Hair House.
Every Saturday night with this piece of shit
On
108.9
The Hawk.
What a fool believes. Can you believe? What a great song that is. Here on 108.9 The Hawk, the new 108.9 The Hawk Morning Show. I am Jeff the Angry Man Garlock.
And I am Jason Gore, and we are here with Jake the Real. And Jake, we're going to talk some more in a second, but we do have to do traffic. Here we go.
Okay.
108.9 The Hawk Traffic with Art Spart. Well, we got a lot going on. It seems that all the ham has been picked up, so if you're heading down that way, you're not going to get any ham. If you go over to 443, two of the bridges just collapsed. So that's just infrastructure, baby. That's how it goes. Until we get the funds to rebuild these bridges, they're going to keep falling, and they're going to keep falling all around Val Verde. And that's traffic on 108.9 The Hawk.
Oof, looks like Art's still been listening to Willie Crystal after that last episode at that output. Grim.
You can't die. You can't die from a fall in a car, so it doesn't really matter.
Really?
What? If you're in a car and it falls, you can't die from that because they build these things to that's like one of the systems. It's not. You can't die from a fall in a car.
There is a car falling system within the car.
It's like standard included in all the.
So what is it? Is it like an airbag for the bottom?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it works, but it's like they put so many things in the cars that you're not even aware of that you can't die from just falling in that.
Yeah, I thought
try it out.
Yeah, I thought I saw a headline that verified that actually the other day.
Princess Diana. I don't know.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Hey, Jake, I'm just going to ask this.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
No, I know, but you're winking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, that's the thing,
winking.
though. Yeah,
that's the biggest thing. You could say, I don't know in the most gentle way, which is what you're doing, Jake, but then you're winking the whole time.
I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe he's just giving us some options on life,
Maybe
you know?
Is.
I mean,
Maybe
isn't that what life is about, is seeing every side, right? I mean, again, I don't want to feel like I'm back in Willie's territory, but I'm just saying, he seems to be now, I trust this guy more than Willie. I do too.
I didn't even trust Willie. But Jake the Real, Jake, I'm going to put it out there.
Don't trust anyone who thinks you should trust them. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. Christ. Put that on a shirt. I mean, please. That's a life motto right there. Yeah.
I'm going to get in so much trouble tomorrow at work for this, but come on.
Yeah, I know. I know it's such horseshit. Oh, I said it again. I'm so sorry. But I said horseshit, but it wasn't about you. But that's the other Jake.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I think I might be a horse.
He's winking the whole time he said that, so I don't know if he really believes that. But again, I can't see below the desk, and he said that his legs had been hobbled, not in a misery situation, but are we talking a horse situation here?
If you look, I'll just say, if you lose a race, they can't afford to let you keep running.
Wow. Is that like a metaphor? I mean, now that you're Jake the Real, you're talking in metaphors?
That sounds like a Michael McDonald lyric where it's like,
if
you lose a race, they can't afford to keep you running. And then that would be sampled for so many great songs in the 90s.
Oh,
where he's like, horse, running, running, running.
When he harmonizes with himself 5 times in a row, just talking about horses.
That's the best thing about any singer, really, where it's like you could get other people to harmonize with you, but when you harmonize with yourself, it shows.
It shows that you know what you're doing.
You know what you're doing.
Wow.
Jake, I was going to say this earlier. I'm going to say this right now since it is Jake the Real. Why don't you have a show? Why are you vetting us when you're truly the talent here?
You know, sometimes, the people in charge don't want to get, if you say certain things, you're kind of radioactive. They actually have whole departments at these companies where they're dedicated to just putting a bottle on you and all this shit. And it's I don't want to fucking deal with that. I do that at work all day. You think I want to see it from the other side,
Right. Wow. Do you not like podcasts?
I love podcasts.
You love podcasts. Then why aren't podcasts? Then take that leap, man.
if I do one, then I have to sort of like be careful about what I say. I can't say this. I can't say that. You know, it's like
they might never know.
Yeah.
They might never. I mean, because obviously the kerfuffle, we all thought he was in one location where he's clearly at a haunted water horse park in Weird, New Jersey.
Look, I'll let you in a little secret. Spotify knew. They knew the whole time.
Of course they fucking did.
I knew it. That's why Neil backed out.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
They have so much on Neil. Like, if they wanted him back, he'd be back in a second. Based on some of the info they have on him.
Speaking of Neil,
are you
line
kidding
4.
me?
Line 4.
Jenny.
Hey, y'all, it's Neil Young. How's it going, everyone?
Oh, Mr. Young, this is the 108.9 The Hawk, the home of Val Verde's Classic Rock. We are so excited, but I mean, we might actually...
Heard you guys have Jake the Real there.
Wait,
Yes.
You know Jake? You dealt with him personally?
I've known Jake for a long time. I love Jake. He's one of the reasons it was really hard for me to leave Spotify. But yeah, Jake the Real's right there.
Wow.
Hey, Neil.
Hey, Jake the Real. It's Jake the Real and Neil.
Oh, now that's a podcast I listen to.
Jake the Real, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you.
I love when he does this.
I always do that. Whenever we get on a call, I'm like, I need 2 things. I need a cold beer, and I need my buddy Jake the Real to talk about real things.
Yeah, Neil's my guy. When I'm at work, that's when we have our issues. But when I'm off the clock, like, this is my man.
I understand that. Work can be a real barrier between friendships. But I got to say, this is one of the most heartwarming things I have ever seen on the new 108.9 The Hawk Classic Rock Morning Show is true friendship here. It's like I'm we've been given by the media, not to sound again like Willie, but this story that Spotify and Neil are battling each other, but really there's a friendship between the two of you.
Hey, my friendship with Jake will never die.
I love it when he does this.
I always love it. I love doing it.
Well, I guess, Neil, I have to ask.
Yeah?
Is it Spotify that's been blocking Jake's number, or have you blocked it? Was it just too painful to have to sing to Jake?
No, I would never block I never block Jake's number. Jake can call when he wants. I just, it's the other side of Jake. When that Jake calls, I gotta block the number because
Jake the Truth.
I don't. When Jake the Truth is there, it's like, I don't want to remember that Jake. I want to remember Jake the Real. It's almost Angry Man. It's a lot like my albums from the '80s. It's the Geffen years, and I'm trying not to remember those years. Just like I'm trying not to remember Jake the Truth.
I mean, and that is beautiful. We're all trying to forget the Geffen years.
To live on Jake Mountain with the barkers and the colored balloons.
Is this what your podcast would be like? Just the two of you?
On Jake Mountain.
Yeah, this is pretty much us, like almost every morning, before work and after work, we just check in,
We just check in. We call, and I call, and it's just ring, ring. That's my ringtone.
Wow.
It's just me. My ringtone is me saying ring, ring. And then I pick up the phone.
Beautiful.
And if it's a certain time of day, it is a custom. I made it in my studio out at the Broken Arrow Ranch. And I pick up the phone. It goes ring, ring. And if it's a certain time of day, like say 7 p.m. or so, I know that Jake the Real's there. And I pick it up and I go, "You got Neil?"
Wow.
And I go, "It's Jake, bitch."
Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
I love it when he does that, when he says, "It's Jake, bitch." I put that in a new song. It was going to be on Barn, but we took it out. It's going to be it's its own separate 7-inch. Hold on a second. I can play a little of it right here.
I love it when he does this.
Okay, here we go.
There's nothing better than when someone just whips out a guitar while you're talking to them, It's just like, this is when the good times are going to roll.
Here we go. This was a song called "It's Jake, Bitch." Oh, it's Jake, bitch.
ringing on my phone again. Hell, it's Jake, bitch. I hope he's gonna call again. Oh yeah, it's Jake, bitch. Ring, ring. Neil picks up the phone. He answers it, and Jake says, "It's Jake, bitch. Who did you think would call?" And I said, "I don't have any friends at all, except for Jake, bitch." And then we do like 20 minutes of noise.
Wow.
You know, on a guitar. I get all black out, and I just play with the whammy bar for 43 minutes.
The best part of a Neil Young concert is the noise freak out whammy bar dick around. Oh my goodness, that is beautiful.
I'll put up the guitar.
Wow.
I'll come back to my phone here.
I mean,
and
Jake the Real
beer.
with Neil. This feels
Jake
like
the Real with Neil.
I guess I have to say, like, should I act as a little bit of a mediator? If I know we've got Jake the Real here, but Neil, if you had to speak to, I know you don't speak to Jake the Truth.
I don't want to.
What would you say to him? I don't want to Dr. Phil you here, but what would you say to him?
If Jake the Real were here, if Jake the Truth was on the call, I would say, I'm really sad.
Wow.
I'm really sad about how it all went down, and I'm gonna say I'm really sad that I sent you a Pono for free, and you sent it back to me, and then, I would also go, if Jake the Truth were here, I would probably say that I'm really disappointed in the sound quality at Spotify, because when you get right down to it, they're really just giving it to you at 128 kbps, but when you're listening on Apple Music, or you're listening on Amazon Music, or especially Neil Young Archives, neilyoungarchives.com, if you go there, you can get it in lossless. You can get it in the actual master quality, and the whole time I've been telling Jake the Truth. I'm like, we've got to do something. I can't feel the music anymore.
Wow. I mean, I wish I knew what you were talking about, because I can't afford a Spotify account. But I think Jake, how's that make you feel, hearing your friend feel so pained at the pain you're bringing to him?
Yeah. I think they make it sound bad. Like, I think it's on purpose. They're not even really a music company. They're some kind of it's like a front for something.
Wow. I
think it's like a psychological thing where if you played at the right, what did you say?
KBPS.
He works for Spotify and he doesn't even know. They aren't a real music
128,
company.
And they're saying 128 is the highest KBPS, but it's not.
Yeah,
you could go to 320.
Then that's able to... It syncs up so they have access to all your records.
Wow. Wait.
Well,
they have access to my records? Is that, oh my goodness, like my social security number and stuff?
Yeah, it pings something about that KBPS pings your other devices, and
all your information goes out. That's what the KBP. That's why you don't get that on Apple. You don't get it on Apple or Amazon or Deezer or neilyoungarchives.com. $49 a year. You can come in and you get all the great sounding songs, and we don't take your number.
I think you should. Have you thought about putting other artists up on the Neil Young Archive?
No,
I don't know.
It says Neil Young. It doesn't say
there's a
Neil
market
Young.
Opportunity.
You think I should be the new Spotify?
I think my company is. I hate to talk work while I'm off the clock. But...
We're having fun here.
Oh man, I'm so far off the clock. The clock is across the room.
Throw that clock away.
Yeah.
Throw the clock away.
I love it when he does it.
I have to say, I truly. The Grinch's heart grew 4 times that day.
Well, you're gonna die if your heart's
I do need to go to the doctor and check on my heart, but that's besides the point, Neil. I appreciate you looking out for me.
What?
Oh, that's the other guys in Crazy Horse saying we've got to go record a song.
Okay, well,
Neil, they heard ring ring. I don't know why they're telling me.
That's so rude of them.
Neil, I think they said I have to funk off now.
Wow.
All right,
Crazy
Neil.
Horse is treating you like Spotify. That is rude.
Wow, guys, I am sorry. I was taking a shit. What happened?
Yeah, again, Jason, we should set up doctor's appointments for your bowels and for my heart, but that is besides the point. You missed the Jake the Real and Neil podcast. We got a little taste of it.
Man.
I mean,
fuck me.
Yeah, Neil called in, and I gotta say, he has Jake's got a great podcast here. I mean, I could listen to it for 4 hours at least.
Jake, don't.
Yeah, but then it's the whole process. Once you're on the records as a podcast, that's when the investigations start at Spotify, and I don't want to.
That's true. It's best to not do anything in this world. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
I don't want to do anything either. I would like to take us out of contention. If Jake the Real can't have a podcast, 108.9 The Hawk shouldn't have a podcast.
That's
either.
our official statement.
That's on the record.
Unless you get it, we ain't getting one.
Unless Jake the Real gets one, and they finally drain that fucking haunted water park. No part of it.
Drain the park.
Drain the park.
Drain the park. Drain the
park. That's what I'm always saying.
Yeah,
that was my haunted ghost that I imagine is in the park.
Horse ghost.
Sound like a horse ghost. Yeah. Don't.
I didn't mean to do that sound.
Again,
I'm really sorry.
So rude.
No, I'm 100% on board with you. But I do have another work shift starting soon.
Oh shit! Okay,
understandable.
Just to be clear, so
okay.
I don't want you to be taken aback when if a shift occurs. I don't want you to be taken aback.
I understand. So we should probably wrap up. I mean, luckily we're here at the end of the new 108.9 The Hawk Morning Show, and I don't want to have a revisit from Jake the Truth over here.
Jake, I do have to say, having you in the studio today as Jake the Real has been a very special thing. And I think that in the future, when you're not here, we're going to think to ourselves and we're going to be like, we wish you were here.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
We wish you were here.
Really wish you were here.
And I hate to do it, just to clarify, I am currently here. So
no. I know that.
Like you started
in the future.
He started his shift again. We're back to Jake the Truth. There he is.
Son of a bitch.
God damn it.
Here.
Okay, well, here you go. Pink Floyd from the album Wish You Were Here, the title track. Hey, I just learned this recently. The album cover, the picture was taken at Warner Brothers Studios. So you learn a lot of great stuff here on 108.9 The Hawk, and we'll see you next time on The Hawk. And now we're out of 108.9 The Hawk, and we're real human beings. And ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Zach Cherry.
Hi.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to our friend Neil. I don't think you knew that he was going to be showing up.
You had no idea that Neil Young would show up and that he would be so gentle.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Very exciting that Neil showed up. He never shows.
No.
And he played a song.
An unknown Neil Young B-side now exists.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jake the Real.
Yeah.
It should have been on Barn. In stores now.
Yeah.
Not on Spotify now.
Not on Spotify now. Not at all.
Not on Spotify now.
But thank you so much.
Zach, you've always been one of my favorite performers and one of my favorite people to see. We used to like running into each other at auditions. You would be coming out and I would be going in. I'll be like, oh man, Zach, I love that guy.
Yeah.
And you are
in the before times.
In the before times.
When people would go in person.
Yeah.
I don't miss doing auditions in person. I don't, especially like voiceover auditions. I don't miss it.
Yeah.
I
miss it only because I'm worse at doing it on tape.
You think so?
I think so. But I don't miss like the commute or the
God no.
You feel the deeper shame when you leave the room in person and you've done a bad job.
Well, it's like you go to one of these auditions and you show up and there's like 40 dudes out there waiting, and then you go in and then you read like something like, Clippy, the car rental service, says that and then you're just like, this is the worst shit I've ever read. And then you leave, and the other guys are like, oh man, he probably got it. And there you feel the sadness in the room. And I didn't book Clippy.
A few times I would go in, which wasn't that often. As soon as I'd walk in, I'd be like, ugh, they're gonna want me to take my shirt off and be like, chubby party dude.
I did an audition right before the pandemic started. They didn't tell me what it was, and it was for one of the diabetic pumps that like attaches to your stomach. And I didn't know that's what it was. So when I go in there, I didn't have any lines. All they said was, lift your shirt so I can see your belly.
Ooh, fun.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. What an industry.
I did. I was like, please, no.
And that's the part I miss.
Yes, truly.
Lift
What am
that
I just going to
shirt.
show my belly in my room in private? Come on.
Lift that shirt so I can see that belly. There are two things I want to ask you real quick. Your characters in the two Marvel movies you've been in, are they the same character?
I mean, the real truth is I honestly don't really know. That is the truth. I know they have, one of them has a name, one of them doesn't.
Right.
They don't really sound very similar.
So we're talking about Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah.
You weren't in Far From Home.
No.
Have the nerds online
Shang-Chi.
decided?
There. I think there's been discussion all which ways. I'm happy to leave it open-ended.
Sure. I just imagine going with the truth and the real that someone online, at least one person, has decided, no,
I'm sure
this is truth.
And then you were on a bus in Shang-Chi.
Yes.
And yes. When I saw that, I'm like, it's the same character. He's taking a trip to San Francisco.
It could be.
He's on vacation. And
I don't know the answer. I had, in between the movies, I had totally forgotten about, not forgotten, but my main interaction with people discussing these characters that I remember is I was once at a urinal and a man who was peeing next to me after the Spider-Man, and then after Endgame came out, he just looked over and he was like, you think you died in the snap? He just wanted to know what my thoughts were on if I had survived the snap or not.
I bet you died in the snap.
Maybe
and then when you came back, you're like, you know what? I'm going to take that fucking trip to San Francisco that I've always wanted to take.
Could be.
And also, there was a point at the end of the new Spider-Man where, Doctor Strange is like, I can't keep them all back. I literally thought in that moment when all the characters are coming through, I'm like, Zach's coming through. Somehow, another Zach is going to pop through.
Hey, guys.
I mean, I would love it. Fingers crossed.
Andrew Garfield's version of Zach comes through.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that. And then the other thing I just want to say, Severance is so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Agreed.
So ridiculously good.
It has the stamp of approval of my wife often does not give a fuck about UCB related people. But she enjoys that show after too many years of dealing with it. But she enjoys that show and you on it, separate from any concept of relation to my life, which again, ultimate stamp of approval there.
I will also say,
overcame the hurdle.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
my
burden
wife,
hurdle of UCB.
Of constantly going, I know that person.
We know. You know every idiot in a commercial.
Yeah, exactly.
Them.
Yep.
My Kristen loves it too, and that's a huge thing because she doesn't typically like anything suspenseful, but she's hooked. She's always just like, who's that guy? Where'd that guy go? Why is she bringing cookies? And stuff like that. And it's just it's brilliant. I can't wait to see the rest of it. Yeah, man. And do you have any plugs?
Yeah, it's Severance, and weirdly enough, Todd's two versions, or not Todd, Jake's two versions of himself sort of ended up paralleling the Severance.
Oh my goodness! I legitimately didn't even think about that.
Like 3/4 of the way through, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of like
holy shit!" I didn't even think of that.
The show is about these characters who, when they're at work, they have no memory of their home life,
right?
And when they're at home, they have no memory of what they've done at work. So weirdly, we did some sort of sneak plug for
you've heard it here first, people. Improv is just the subconscious being barfed on a microphone or the stage.
Yeah.
So Jake, the truth is the innie. and Jake the Real is the Audi.
Yes. That would be in the Severance universe.
Yeah.
Unfucking
In the Severance cinematic universe, the SCU.
And Neil's a part of it.
Yeah.
So, Neil's in there.
So when Neil pops up in episode 4, I'm going to scream.
Don't be surprised.
Or he's like, I can't get out of the basement.
Don't be
going to the
surprised.
door.
Get
with
ready
the
to lawyer up, Jason, when you hear the song, the Neil song
Also-
in a Severance episode. You're like, wait a second.
Also, did you notice how close my Neil is to Owen Wilson?
Oh, yeah. I'm Neil. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
I didn't, but I do now.
Yeah, it's one of the weirdest Neils.
Neil, have you seen The French Dispatch? Oh, wow. Marry me.
Yeah. Well, Zach, thank you so much for joining us. We'd love to have you back.
Fun.
You rule.
Yeah.
We'll be back with another 108.9 The Hawk next week. You can find us. We have a new website. It's 108.9 The Hawk. You can go there. You can get all of your episodes there, all of your dumb stuff. We're trying to make it look exactly like a classic rock radio station's website.
Don't be fooled.
So don't be fooled. There will be actual bios, but there will be jock bios.
Yes.
Where you can read all about, Wisp Turlington, Mickey Mac, all of your favorites. Also,
watch
you can
out for buying tickets to the K-Rock weenie roasts, because we might be selling our own version as well.
We may have our own weenie roast. You never know. Also, you can sign up for our mailing list there. It is the 108.9 The Hawk Open Floor Plan Workplace. So you sign up there. We've got your information. We'll send you fun stuff from time to time. And one of the biggest things we can ask is if you go on Apple, please subscribe and review. That would really help us out a lot. We do this dumb podcast for free because we love it. And doing that would help us out. So, Jeff, anything?
Thank you, Hawk fans, and thank you, Zach.
Thank you, Hawk fans.
Thank you.
And thank you,
Hawk
Zach.
fans. And thank you both.